Coming up, police continue to investigate a weekend murder in one eastern Kentucky county. And officials in northern Kentucky are still assessing the potential environmental impact of thousands of dollars of bourbon leaking into a river. And parts of California are still dealing with aftershocks this morning after two major quakes in the past few days.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning and happy Monday to you. It's July 8th and the time is about 6:01. Let's check in with Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. Brandon, good morning.
Good morning, and it's a Monday once again, but here's the thing. Drier this week, but still foggy across parts of the area and cloudy this morning too. Let's go outside the WYMT studios here in Hazard, and you can see those clouds mixed in with that fog, so kind of a dreary start to the day in some areas. You're seeing zero visibility though in Pikeville, less than a mile, in Prestonsburg, Logan, Monticello, Williamsburg. Just be extra careful out there this morning. Use those low beams. Line pinpoint Doppler radar, clean sweeps across the board. Temperatures running in the 60s and 70s. The warm spot this morning, 74 London, 68 Somerset and Wise. The cool spots right now, Jacksboro 2, 76 Paducah, 72 Charleston, 74 Bowling Green. Heading toward 86 later today. Can't rule out a stray chance for a passing shower or storm in the heat of the day, but I think we'll see gradually clearing skies after the morning fog. I'll have the rest of the forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Connor?
All right, thanks, Brandon. Happening today, a Whitley County murder suspect is due back in court for a preliminary hearing. Michael Worley is charged in the murder of his aunt, 58-year-old Wanda Richardson. He pleaded not guilty last month. Police say Worley beat his aunt to death outside her home on June 21st. And also today, a man accused of a different Whitley County murder will be in court in Knox County. Nicholas Rucker will be arraigned after being captured last week. He was on the run for nearly 2 months. Today's arraignment is for charges related to him running from police. Rucker is accused of killing his girlfriend, Vicki Connor, back in May. He was arrested in Corbin last Thursday. And police are still investigating this morning after a man was shot and killed in Pike County. Kentucky State Police say shortly after officials arrived on the scene at a small park in South Williamson Saturday night, the man was pronounced dead. A neighbor who lives close by says a murder happening less than 100 feet away from his home makes him scared to even walk outside.
It gets dangerous to even walk out your door sometimes because you don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. And I get scared. I mean, when I come to my door, somebody knocks on it, I've got a pistol with me, and they're not going to hurt me. But I'm 80 years old, and I'm too old to fight.
We do not know the name of the victim yet. You can download our WYMT app for push alerts as we learn more updates. And one man is in critical condition following a weekend shooting in Boyd County. It happened following a fight Saturday morning at a court off Three Sisters Trailer Park. Sheriff Bobby Jack Wood says the fight escalated quickly, ending in the shooting. The victim is claiming self-defense. The investigation is ongoing and there have been no arrests so far. And a man is accused of breaking into a home and holding a victim at knife point because he thought the person was Jesus. Johnson County deputies say this man, Zachary Cochran, broke into a home on Middle Fork Road early Sunday morning. He then grabbed a kitchen knife and threatened to kill the man inside the home. That man was able to escape to a neighbor's. When deputies arrived, they searched Cochran and found baggies with crystal substance inside of them. Cochran was arrested and now faces several charges. And Kentucky State Police are investigating a deadly crash in Knox County. It happened on Kentucky 459 in Barberville on Friday afternoon. Investigators said Jeremiah Jackson from London was driving south when he crossed the center line. He then drove off the road and hit a tree. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. No other vehicles or people were involved in the crash. And officials say 2 people were hurt in an ATV crash early Sunday morning. It happened on Rowdy Low Gap Road in Perry County. The ATV went off the road, but officials are not sure why. The people were taken to the hospital, but we do not know the extent of their injuries at this time. And we are following information about a crash that closed the northbound lanes of I-75 for a couple hours Sunday afternoon in Whitley County. The Whitley County Sheriff says the crash happened around 1 p.m. and the road did not reopen until after 4. The crash happened near mile marker 1, which is not far from the Kentucky Kentucky-Tennessee state line. We do not know how many people were involved or the extent of any injuries at this time. And crews continue to track the environmental impact of a massive Jim Beam warehouse fire from last week. Alcohol has traveled more than 20 miles along the Kentucky River, killing thousands of fish. Olivia Russell has the latest on the water.
Crews hit the water once again, tracking a plume of alcohol as it travels from the Kentucky River into the Ohio River.
The estimated rate is somewhere around 0.6 miles per hour is what they've been calculating.
They're testing for dissolved oxygen.
pH is 7.
Officials with the Kentucky Energy and Environment Cabinet say the alcohol is leading to extremely low oxygen levels in the water, leaving thousands of dead fish in its path.
Bacteria in the water, they are going after the food source, which is the sugar and the alcohol. And so they deplete the oxygen when there's so much activity going on. Fish start becoming distressed and then they eventually die.
Crews say the plume is about 24 miles long. The leading edge is creeping closer to Carrollton, where it will flow into the Ohio River. At that point, the alcohol should filter out.
With the increased flow of the Ohio, it will dilute significantly at that point in time.
In the meantime, they're using barges to aerate the water and bring the oxygen levels up in affected areas. The levels have already returned to normal from Frankfort up to Monterey. Officials say when it comes to bourbon spills in Kentucky, well, they know the drill.
You know, we've had several occur in the state, and so when this one occurred, we were just ready for it and kind of knew the actions we needed to take.
In Frankfort, Olivia Russell, WKYT.
Officials say the dead fish will decompose naturally with no harm to the river, so there's no plan to remove them. In other news, this is a picture of the KJ community in Knox County from Sunday afternoon. Dispatchers tell us crews had to help people get out of their homes and check in on other people in the area. Several departments helped with the rescue. Dispatchers say they were called out just after 2. It's unclear how many families were trapped, but we're told everyone made it out okay. And thousands of aftershocks are not helping residents in California recover from last week's powerful earthquakes. More than 3,000 have hit since Thursday. For residents in Ridgecrest and Tronta, it's a constant reminder of the dangers they face. The fear of another major quake has caused some to sleep outside. At a town hall meeting last night, officials offered physical and emotional support.
Get you back to being okay with going back into your house, being okay with going back inside a building, being okay going back to work.
But it may be a while before they feel safe again. California Governor Gavin Newsom said he hopes this is a wake-up call for everyone to be better prepared. California will spend more than $16 million on new quake-detecting sensors all around the state. And Sunday was a beach day in Alaska. The state continues to deal with record heat. As CBS's John Vigliotti reports, parts of Anchorage got close to 90 this weekend.
We're here near the Byron Glacier, where it is so warm I could comfortably walk around in shorts and a polo. The state of Alaska is heating up at a rate twice as fast as the rest of the planet. And if you don't want to believe those numbers, then just come here to Anchorage, where this weekend we saw temperatures about 25 degrees above normal. That is the hottest it has been here in Alaska in the state's history. And to put that in perspective, it was as hot here on July 4th as it was all the way south on Miami Beach. Scientists say there is no doubt this is climate change. They say the consequences are dangerous. Also, all this sun-reflecting Arctic ice here in Alaska is melting quicker and earlier. And of course, you can't forget the wildfires. More acres have burned this year than all of last year, and we have 6 more months to go. Dana, meteorologists say that the temperatures here will drop back to the 70s, but they warn these Alaskan heat waves could be the new normal.
Temperatures are expected to dip down back to the 70s later this week, but scientists say Alaskan heat waves may be the new normal. Well, back here at home in Lawrence County, officials had to battle the heat to put out a fire on Sunday. It happened at the Riverside Generating Facility near Louisa around 4:30. Firefighters say the fire was in a transformer. They're not sure what started the fire, but thankfully no one was hurt. And we have a traffic alert to pass along to you this morning. Kentucky 1096, also known as Big Creek Road, will be closed for repairs today and tomorrow. The closing will start at mile point 1.8, just past Whitaker Fork Road. Driver is trying to get to Highway 15 near the Four Seam Glomar area should use the other end of the highway past the closing point.
Fog and clouds, the name of the game as we start this Monday morning, especially outside of the WYMT studios in Hazard. Take a look and you see again a little bit of both, so kind of a dreary start to the day. Visibility pretty rough across the region, so give yourself plenty of time to get around this morning for heading off to work. Maybe a summer camp of some sort there. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s across the board, so a mild and muggy start to the morning. A few degrees warmer than it was this time yesterday in some spots, a few degrees colder, some spots right where it was yesterday morning. Day planner for today, we'll see temperatures climb into the mid to upper 80s a little bit later on today as those skies clear, giving way to some sunshine later this afternoon. Connor?
All right, thanks, Brandon, and thank you for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Just ahead, one legendary singer announced a big surgery at a recent concert. We'll tell you what he has have done.
What makes some people donate their organs to complete strangers? I'm Kenneth Craig with a look at what researchers are discovering in the brains of altruistic kidney donors.